Hello guys! We finally made a long-awaited Jujutsu case in Beta 7.0.
In the new update we added new abilities, new domains, new characters, skins, and changes in Jujutsu Kaisen mod.
Well, let's get started. In the new update, we have improved the reversed curse technique system and it has become more better. Now in the context menu you can slow down the character's healing speed. The deceleration varies from 1 to 10. And now, I want to show you the difference in speed settings. Uraume is a newly added character in the mod. He has 22,700 cursed energy, new abilities Ice Formation and Resistance to Cold, that are located in the context menu of the hand. Also he has the Hollow Wicker Basket domain, Cursed Energy Reinforcement, and Reversed Cursed technique. Ice Formation includes 11 powerful abilities that can freeze an opponent. First we'll look at Ice Punch. After enabling the ability, each punch will freeze the opponent, and it does a lot of damage. The next thing we'll see is Strong Ice Punch. This punch is very similar to a normal ice punch, but its difference is that it creates a new effect and does more damage. The third ability is Freeze Wind. At the moment of activation of the ability, user releases a freezing wind from his hands that freezes everything in its path. The next ability is Freeze Beam. The user releases a freezing ray from his hand that quickly freezes opponents who fall into his attack zone. Now we move on to Icicle. This ability creates an icicle that flies at high speed towards the direction of the hand. When hit, it freezes and cuts people into pieces. The next ability is Small Orb. Despite its name, it is one of the most powerful listed abilities. When you hold down the button, the orb will begin to increase in size. The more you hold the activation, the stronger and faster the orb will become. The seventh ability is Frost Mega Orb. This is an enhanced version of a previous ability. The longer you activate the ability, the stronger it becomes. When used, the user releases the frost orb from his hands, which, when in contact with something, creates a strong explosion. Now we move on to the eighth ability, Ice Fall. When activating the ability, a large icicle will fall at a high speed to the place where you pointed with your hand. If it hits human, the icicle will cause huge damage to him. Now let's talk about Frost Calm. This ability can create ice spikes in front of the player. They are able to pierce and freeze the enemy in front of you. Let's move on to the Spike Attack. This is similar to the previous ability, but differs in that this ability spawns spikes to the place where you pointed with your hand, as well as spikes become larger and give huge damage. The last ability is a Tornado. During activation, the user summons an ice tornado that deals damage and freezes the enemy. The longer it takes to activate, the bigger the ice tornado becomes. You can also install Freeze Multiplier. Then higher the number, then more effectively the abilities freeze enemies. Inverted Spear of Heaven's sprite has been changed. The sprite has become smoother. The Cursed Energy Reinforcement ability has been changed. Now you can see the Set Protection Power panel in the context menu. In it, you can change the value of user protection. We also added a new ability for Yuji Itadori. When touching the essence, scissors appear that begin to go forward and cut the limb until they reach the border of the limb. You can also increase the speed of the scissors in the context menu of the hand. Dagon has received a new domain expansion. So far, it does not give any effects, and can only be used for beauty. It has working water in which you can swim. New skins have been drawn for Toji, Sukuna, and Itadori. Itadori received the skin of his clothes when meeting Hakari, and Sukuna received his signature robe. Megumi also has robe skin. Toji received Zenin's clothes, as well as a casual version of the skin. The next character in line is Kinji Hakari. He has 17,000 energy, many hidden mechanics and abilities. Let's get to them. The first ability is Doors. You'll find this ability in the context menu of the hand. By selecting it and pressing the F button, Hakari will use a door attack that will trap a person between them, dealing damage. However, it is possible to dodge this attack by stepping aside. Also Hakari has 4 skins: torso, undershirt, and coat. You can change Hakari's hair color to blonde in the context menu of the head. Now we will move on to the most important addition in the new update, Hakari Domain Expansion Idle Death Gamble.
Let's go gambling! Aw dang it! Aw dang it! Aw dang it!
To start Idle Death Gamble, open the context menu of the head and select Idle Death Gamble in Domain Expansions. After that you will see the starting lobby. Select Hakari's front arm and press the H button. Hakari will roll one of 3 balls. The color of the ball will affect the jackpot chance. Green is 1x, red is 2x and gold is 3x. After Hakari rolls the ball, press the H button again. One of the doors will appear in the middle of the area. It is also green, red and gold. When using the doors, their chances are multiplied with the chances of the balls. When the chances have been determined, the cutscene begins, in which the hero of a fictional manga appears, trying to run through a turnstile in time. On top of the domain there is a roulette wheel with numbers from 1 to 7. Depending on the odds that fell in the lobby depends on the victory. If the jackpot is not hit, the protagonist does not pass through the turnstile and you return to the lobby with 0 odds. If 3 of the same cards are drawn, the character successfully passes through the turnstile and Hakari enters the jackpot state. Hakari can also roll a rainbow ball that guarantees a jackpot. To do this, right-click on the domain barrier and select the cheat function. In the jackpot state, Hakari receives endless cursed energy that emanates from his body in the form of a green aura. Hakari also receives a powerful reverse curse technique that prevents him from dying, from losing an arm or leg, but if Hakari loses his head or the curse's energy source in the middle part of his body, he will die like all other people. He also becomes stronger physically. The jackpot state lasts exactly 4 minutes and 11 seconds. You can stop it in the context menu too. During the jackpot state, Hakari starts shaking. You can adjust the intensity of the shaking or turn it off by using the context menu of his head. If your jackpot comes to an end, you can reopen the idle death gamble. In the context menu of the domain you have the choice to continue the game or start over. By clicking on the idle death gamble first stage button, the domain will open from the beginning. If you choose to continue, click on the idle death gamble second stage button. This will open the second stage cat variant with fast flying turnstiles and roulette and the odds from the previous jackpot. In this domain variant, your chances of jackpot are increased. The increased odds depend on the previous jackpot. If you hit odd numbers, your chance of winning the next jackpot will be increased by 70%. But if you hit even numbers, your odds will remain the same but the speed and number of roulette spins will increase. You can also change the music of the Hakari jackpot by replacing the Hakari theme file in the sounds folder in fashion with any of your music. First rename your music to the same name. We also made new sprites for Mojito Souls. They have become more creepy and more diverse. Now Sukuna's domain can only be called by Sukuna himself. Now, if Itadori eats Sukuna's fingers, then he will not be able to use domain expansion in his human form. But this does not remove the ability to issue the domain expansion to any Jujutsu system user. We fixed bug with the glasses. Now, when moving in stop time, the glasses move along with their wearer. Well, that's all I wanted to show in the new beta. It was very intense and got a lot of new content, like Hakari. Now the list of all who supported us through Boosty or Patreon, and I will go, thank you very much, and now I gotta run.